This podcast is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
Richard, a lot of football, basketball, and baseball recruiting news. It sounds like your schedule's starting to heat up a little bit, man.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Oh, again, end of June. A lot of stuff as we get closer. We're 60. I think it's 64 days out from Razorback football. I want to talk about two of the latest commits. First, we'll start with the in-state kid, Antonio Jordan. I think 6'4", over 200 pounds. Anytime you see a wide receiver come out of Warren, you think good things. Richard, he doesn't have I don't think he has a huddle. I was reading up on some things. It might have been in your article that he hadn't really done camps or anything, kind of like Traylon. What's Arkansas getting in a kid that's been offered by a couple SEC schools in Florida State?
You know, it's not unusual with kids from Warren. Their recruiting is kind of under the radar a little bit. Traylon's wasn't necessarily, but Antonio's was definitely, like you said, he didn't have a highlight video for this past season. He hasn't done any camps. He hasn't visited any other school other than Arkansas.
Oh, wow.
And you were talking about his size, and because I haven't really asked Coach Emery that much about him, just because his recruiting was just basically just Arkansas. I saw him last year at a game. Arkansas game, and I said on our board, I said, this guy is probably one of the biggest receivers I've ever seen, and he is legit 6'6", 230 now.
Oh wow!
So yeah, and he's not a tight end. This guy is not a tight end. He is a receiver, and Arkansas is absolutely elated about him. Now, if he had gone to camps, he had a highlight video. He's a 3-star right now. I just can't imagine any kind of grade. Really, be honest with you, because you talk about, like I said, under the radar. He's about as under the radar as there is, and Arkansas is. He's a guy that could come in and play as a freshman. I'll just say that.
Well, hopefully he has an impact when he's here at Arkansas. That's kind of cool. It sounds like that he's pretty honed in on Arkansas based on how you just detailed it. So that's the in-state kid. Another out-of-state kid I want to discuss is Trent Sellers, defensive lineman. So they've got defensive lineman recruits lately from Texas, Georgia, and now Alabama. I think Mobile is where Trent hails from. What can you tell us about Sellers and the recent addition to Arkansas's 2025 class, RD?
Good-looking kid, about 6'5", about 240 pounds, great frame, and he's pretty slim at 6'5", 240, and will obviously be able to add 30, 40 pounds with no problem and play the edge. Had Missouri and several other offers. Not a huge offer list, but he's another guy that really hasn't done that much recruiting-wise. His only visit was to Arkansas. He had some others that he was considering, but after visiting, he was pretty much sold on Arkansas, so he pulled the trigger. But a really good-looking kid who, like I said, I think his frame is easily another 30, 40 pounds once he gets to Arkansas.
Talking with Richard Davenport, Whole Hog Sports, with us on the McClarty Daniel Hotline. Richard, a couple of basketball commits, it sounds like, the last 24 hours. You got Melo Sanchez, and then you've also got I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name, the kid from Sun Valley in California. Not a lot of details. Like one's a college kid, other's a high school kid. What can you tell us on the two recent additions for Cal? And I guess there's, 2 roster spots left, scholarship-wise?
Yeah, two left. When Brazil was announced, I was told that would be the last of the high-profile guys. And with these two, Obviously, good. They're good additions, but they're not to the level of the first 9 that was added to the roster. And with Sanchez, he's a guy that is about 6'4", about 185 pounds. Shot around 35% from 3 for Hawaii Pacific University Division II. This past season, played there 2 years. He's from the San Diego area, but as you said, two more additions could be added, and don't know when that happened, but wouldn't be surprised if it happens fairly soon. But Coach Cow's said all along that he wanted 8 or 9 guys, and then he would fill the roster with guys that other guys that would be good practice guys. But at the same time, who knows? I'm sure these guys aren't coming in to just practice. I'm sure they're wanting to get a little playing time and be interested to see what happens.
Richard Davenport with us again on the McCarty-Daniel Hotline. Richard, your colleague Matt Jones wrote an excellent article in Whole Hog Sports talking about the money Cal has made players in the NBA, the number of players. I think it was 23, 22 on NBA rosters from Kentucky, and probably 4 more coming off the board tonight with Shepard, Dillingham, Reeves, and Edwards. How are you seeing guys, particularly in basketball, balancing the short-term money versus long-term that they can make, not just here in Fayetteville, but just in recruiting in general?
Well, I think you can see that with Brazil. Obviously he wanted to go to the NBA, and I guess his grade wasn't exactly what he wanted or needed to stay in the draft. But I tend to think the money that he was making in Arkansas was good enough to keep him, in college. And with him, he could have gone on and played professionally somewhere. But I would think the money that he was receiving in Fayetteville was somewhat comparable, or maybe better than what he would have gotten if he would have went to professional level outside the NBA. So I think when you're talking about NIL, some kids have a tendency to maybe come back to the college game a little bit more eagerly because of NIL versus maybe going off and playing internationally or something like that, and later trying to get into the NBA. But it's obviously NIL is very attractive, but also when you're a high tier NBA draft pick, the money is obviously going to be there, and the NIL I don't think can kind of compare long term, obviously.
Richard, Big O, Oliver Miller, announced to the Southwest Conference 2024 Hall of Fame. Surprised it's taken this long. Dallas-Fort Worth kind of area kid. What did you think about that addition? And, dude, why did it take this long? This was the 91 Southwest Conference Player of the Year.
Yeah, you're right. Kind of crazy. Anybody that was able to see the Big O play at Arkansas, obviously great guy in the paint with his length defensively, and he could score pretty good too. But that is kind of odd that it's taken this long. But better late than never. But I'm sure he's very honored, especially gotten up in age. You sometimes you're kind of forgotten, and then when you're recognized like that, it's a big deal. And I would imagine he's beside himself, really, because a lot of times you as you get older, you feel like people have forgotten you, and obviously this is a nice honor.
Last thing before we let you go, Richard, Jim Schlossnagle, heading from College Station to Austin. We're talking about Fort Worth. He goes from Fort Worth to College Station, now to Austin. This is about as brutal as it gets. If I was an A&M player, I'd never talk to this guy again. What do you think about the move from the new Texas Longhorns head baseball coach?
Yeah, that's he's the poster child of this is how you don't handle it. that's kind of brutal. I hate to be good guys. You're coming off of one of the best seasons in history of Aggie baseball, and I'm sure you're feeling pretty good about your future. Then, boom, your coach leaves. That's pretty brutal. But the way he handled it, I think I tend to think that he's probably kicking himself right now for the way he did that. But it's I don't know. It's just another I don't know. Negative towards college athletics a little bit, just the way he did it.
It's awful. And I don't blame players or fans feeling angry towards them. Now, to be honest, I'm drinking the Aggie tears this morning, but it's not like he's going to a place that I like that much better either in Austin. So we'll see what kind of success. He had a lot of success in Fort Worth. In 3 years, he went to 2 College World Series, made it all the way to Game 3 of the finals in College Station. We'll see what kind of success he has in Austin, Texas, who, by the way, Dave kind of alluded to, is coming here this next season, as will Tony Vitello and the Tennessee Volunteers. RD, good stuff, man. We appreciate the insight. We'll chat next week.
See you, Ty.
BetOnline is your #1 source for all your betting needs. Get the latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.